You make fun of me because I said hey guys.
Hey guys.
The bullshit.
I'm Janelle.
I'm Adrian. This is our channel.
And we're merps.
And we're merps. And we're awkward. So today we're gonna be talking about our coming out stories. I identify as a transgender male. I haven't started tea yet, so this is why I look like this. And you're...
I am a woman and I identify as
a cisgender woman. Pansexual. Right?
I am somewhere in between the lines of being pansexual and sexually fluid. Don't raise your eyebrows up at me.
Okay.
You can tell your story first.
Let me go first?
You have like 3 stories.
Yeah, so I have like, I don't know, my whole life is like a lot of rainbow, fairy, unicorn glitter. So like basically like my whole life, like I've never been like your typical girl, I guess. So like growing up, I was always a tomboy, or I would be mistaken for as a boy. I had like long hair and like back when like braids was the shit, like that. Wait, can we cuss?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had like long braids and like people just thought I was a really cute little boy. And then like puberty hit and you know, like you start growing things and actually people still thought that I was a boy for the most part. People still think I'm a boy for the most part. People that don't like really look at me. But yeah. So I came out as bisexual first when I was in 8th grade because I just thought that it would be easier. I come from a background, my mom is a Christian, so I come from like a pretty like, not super duper religious, but religious enough to where you're not sure if you should come out because, you know, the whole religious thing. So I came out as bisexual first in 8th grade because I just thought it would be easier. That didn't last long. Because when I was a freshman in high school, I kind of, well, when I was in 8th grade, when I came out as bisexual, one, I thought it would be easier, and I just thought that maybe I still did like boys or whatever, and we'll actually go into that a little bit later in my life. So I was like, well, I'll just come out as bisexual, so that's what I did. And then when I was a freshman in high school, I kind of fell out the closet. My first Pride that I ever went to in DC, because that's where I'm from, I kind of just like, I don't know, I was just having a whole lot of fun, like a lot of fun. I didn't want to go home, and it was like around the time when me and my mom, we would fight a lot. Like when I first came out as being different, there was a lot of fighting and stuff, so I was just like, I'm not gonna go home. And that's what I did, and I don't even remember how long I stayed out, but my best friend at the time, I'm trying to remember the story. My best friend at the time, my mom was like calling everybody. She was like, where's Ashanti? That's my birth name. So she was trying to find me, and she called my best friend at the time. My best friend was like, oh, she's at Gay Pride, and she was like, okay. And she was like, yeah, she's like gay, like you didn't know. Like my mom knew I was bisexual, but she didn't know that I was identifying as a lesbian. So yeah, when I came home, like it was like a whole big thing. My mom was like, are you a lesbian? I was like, ew. I don't like the word lesbian. For me, I don't know why I don't like that word. It's just
weird.
It's just a weird, I don't know. It's a weird word to me. I don't really like that word. So I was like, I guess. So then I came out, I fell out as a lesbian, I guess. And so I've been living my life as a dom or a stud or a masculine female or however you want to like, you know, call it. So I've been living my life as that. I'm 21 now, and so I've been living my life like all through high school, all that good stuff as just like a gay girl, and really coming out was like the best thing ever, like, cause like I don't know, being gay is just like, this is our dog Ozzy. You'll probably see him in videos cause he always makes himself known. So yeah, so I came out in September. She pretty much already knew, because we had talked about it before, but I was like, I'm in the military. So it was just passed, what, July? No, well, the whole thing was like a thing, like in like July. But medical transition and stuff didn't become a thing until October, I want to say. It's a timeline because the military, they do things on a timeline. So I remember saying maybe like 6 months ago that if it's, you know, they really pass transgender people being openly trans in the military, that I would go ahead and I would you know, try, you know, start, I guess. So the DOD policy came out and I looked over it and I was like, okay, this seems real. Because when you look up things on the internet, you know, it could be real, it could be fake. So I was like, you know, this seems to be real. So I made an appointment with my primary care doctor, and I basically sat down with her and was like, you know, I've always felt different. I've never liked the body that I was in, and basically told her that I feel like I'm a transgender person. So then she like automatically started like the process, because when you're in the military you have to go through this really long process. When you're a civilian, you can pretty much say, hey, I feel like I'm transgender. You go to your mental care doctor. Everybody's situation is different, but for the most part, you go to your mental care doctor, you have a couple sessions with them, they're like, okay, yes, you're transgender, and then they send you to most likely an endocrinologist, and then you get your hormones. So that's the civilian way, pretty simple. Like, a lot of people get their stuff really quick, but because I'm military, I have to go through like this whole process, which I'm still in now, which is why I'm not on hormones yet. But yeah, so my first step was going to my primary care doctor. I basically told her how I'm feeling, what it is. She said, I'll make you an appointment with your mental health, with the mental health physician there on base. So that's who I'm still working with now. I've already been diagnosed as a transgender person. But I mean, you are who you are. You don't need a diagnosis for that. But to get what I want, which is hormones, I have to be diagnosed. So that's basically how I started everything. And then maybe like a week later, I was like, oh, I gotta tell my family.
And then you wrote a letter.
And then I was like, I'm really good at letters. I'm not very good at getting on the phone and talking to somebody because I'll lose my train of thought and then everything is out the window. That's actually how I came out. No, that's not how I came out the first time, sorry. I wrote down notes and I had them when I was like, Mom. So, but no, I wrote my family a letter and I sent it to my mom. I sent it to my aunt. I sent it to her family, so my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and my sisters-in-law. I mean, they have it through mom. So, but so yeah, I pretty much came out to my family like a week later, and the response from her side of the family was all good, all positive, which I expected because they're just not judgmental people. They just want you to be yourself, which is amazing. I love her family for that so much. My family, it wasn't a bad reaction. It was just kind of like more so shock. And they just had to like, well, my stepfather, he was like cool with it. He was like, you know, do what you gotta do, be yourself, which is pretty much what I thought I was gonna get from him because he's a really laid back person. From my aunt, she felt like she didn't need to talk about it, so I don't know. And from my mom, I have a really small family. Her family's way bigger than mine. And for my mom, she sent me a letter back. The letter was really hurtful, but I think it was pretty hurtful, some of the things that she was saying, but I don't think it was meant to be hurtful on purpose. She just, I don't know. I can't say that she didn't come at it the right way, but you know, she was just saying some of the things that she felt at the time. So
Hey, Ozzy!
we gotta put him up when we do these videos. 'Cause he's being weird. So yeah, she was just saying things that she felt at the time. It wasn't really like the letter was hurtful, but it was just more so it was a mother being scared for my well-being, really, because a lot of times when you see transgender people in the media, it's something negative. It's good that like Laverne Cox is, you know, doing her thing and like really blowing up, and there's other transgender people that are like really blowing up and doing their thing, and they're making it very positive for the community. Like Lath, I love Lath. He's like my poster boy of what I want to look like. I mean, you shouldn't want to look like somebody else, but he is. He's like, oh my god. But yeah. So a lot of times in the when it comes time for talking about transgender people, it's negative in the media. Somebody got raped or somebody got murdered, and that's kind of how it is. Like you always hear of like, well, not, I can't say always, but there's been like a couple of transgender women that's been murdered in the DC area, and that's kind of been like, it was a public thing. It was like all over the media, like in the DC area. I'm sure other places, but definitely in the DC area. So my mom was basically more so like scared of my safety. So yeah, I came out to her in September. It's now December, so we talked about it. I told her what I wanted to be done. I want to start my hormone replacement therapy, and I also want to have top surgery. I'm not too sure about bottom surgery yet. So we talked about it, and she was just like, you know, you're going to have to do your own thing. You're going to have to make yourself happy. So we're kind of like we're on mutual terms. She actually picked my name. I texted her one day, and I was like, yeah, I want a name change. Can you name me? And she was like, sure. She like texted me back like right then. And I was like, not expecting that. That was gonna be like a struggle. But she was like, she likes Adrien. She spelled it Adrienne, but I spelled it because I didn't want it spelled that long. So my first name's Adrien, and then for the longest, like probably like 3 weeks, we were trying to figure out my middle name. We came up with a whole bunch of different things. She wanted my middle name to be like a different version of my stepdad's middle name. His middle name's Charles. She didn't like that name for reasons. And then she said Charlie, and then my stepdad was like, that sounds weird. He didn't like that. So then we just said, well, I'm just gonna take her middle name. Her middle name is Dale, so my official name is Adrian Dale Simpson. So yeah. So basically where I'm at in my transition, I've come out to my family. People at my job that needs to know knows. I mean, people talk, so I'm pretty sure everybody knows, but I don't really care. So I'm just trying to basically just obtain hormones right now. That's basically where I'm at. So that's pretty much my coming out stories. That was like how many minutes? That was really long. All right, we're about to break this up. This is like 20 minutes long. All right.
Okay, my story is boring.
She had it easy coming out.
Yeah, I don't really have a story. I don't know. I guess I started messing with this girl, and then I text my mom and was like, hey, I just kissed a girl, and she said, LOL, you're funny.
Her mom is so laid back. Like, I really love her mom.
And that was that. And I mean, I guess I didn't really have to, I mean, I don't know, I didn't really have to come out. My family kind of already knew.
It was already a little sweet. So yeah, her family, because her family is so laid back, and she was like, yeah, I like girls, and it was like, okay.
I mean, at first, my dad was just like, like when he was seeing the other girl, he was like, why are you sitting on her lap? Like really questioning it and everything, and he was like so upset. And I remember it was Christmas, and he called me. He was like, we need to talk. And I was like, okay, about what? I mean, I already knew about what, but I was like, about what? He was like, we just need to talk. But now he's fine. He's becoming a more open person. I don't really have any problems. I don't have a...
Her dad loved me.
Yeah. Surprisingly, shockingly. My dad doesn't like anybody.
Parents love me, period.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much our coming out stories. Mine was super duper long. Hers was 2 seconds long. Everybody's coming out story is different. The only thing that I would say if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out how to come out, because I was definitely at a point when I was younger, like 13, 14, I was like, okay, how am I going to come out? How am I going to do this? It's really stressful. So just make sure that if you are planning on coming out, if you think that you're in a situation that you're going to be harmed, your parents are going to kick you out or something like that, I know you don't want to hear it, but you're probably going to have to wait just for your own safety and your own well-being. I knew that my mom wasn't going to like it, but I knew that she wasn't going to kick me out. So I was like, you know, I have to just live life for me. But definitely, if you think that something bad is gonna happen, or yeah, pretty much something bad is gonna happen, you might have to wait. I know plenty of people that felt like they had to wait until like they graduate high school, or they move out on their own, or they can do for themselves to come out. And there's it might be hard, but it's something that might be have to be like necessary. So that's really all I have to say about that. So, all right, peace. All right, stop. How do you stop it? How do you stop it? How do you stop it?